It was the best dive I ever done in whole my life. It was just amazing. We saw everything.
Hello, welcome to San Pedro, a beautiful island in Belize. If you are new here, we are Mansoureh and Bruno, an Iranian and Italian couple making travel videos here on YouTube. Since our first dive in Thailand, we managed to turn our fear into love for the underwater world. And now, after diving in many different places, you can call us a scuba diver. In this series, we are in Belize, the country home to the second largest barrier reef in the world, or better said, heaven for scuba divers. In the previous episode during our dive, we swam with big turtles and nurse sharks.
Actually, this one was one of the items on my bucket list, and I did it! I swam with the sharks! Woo!
We loved our experience very much, so we booked more dives for today. Little did we know that it would turn into a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But for now, let's start the day by having breakfast.
We just found the cafe, but here they don't have pastry. There is a bakery next door, and we should go and get some pastry there and come here and order coffee.
Actually, it was a French bakery, so I managed to get a croissant and a cappuccino. Even though I should drink decaf, they didn't have it, so I'm gonna be on edge at this time.
I'm not worried about decaf because I always order the normal coffee, and this is my pastry. I don't know what it is.
Is it good?
It's good, it's sweet, then it's breakfast. Okay, we had breakfast and it's 8:30 a.m. We are waiting for a boat to go for a dive. And actually yesterday was the first time I dived without any wetsuit or dry suit. It felt okay, but at the end of the dive I felt a bit cold and I started shivering. But
Same.
that's why today I just changed my swimsuit and I have a thicker one, not bikini, because I wanna dive twice and I don't wanna feel uncomfortable.
As soon as we got on the boat, we geared up because the Mayan Princess dive site was less than a 10-minute boat ride away. When we jumped to the water, I was a bit worried about equalizing since I just recovered from a common cold and sinus infection. If you remember, I had a very bad experience in the Philippines.
I had some issue with my ear and I couldn't equalize. And the second dive for me was not really successful.
But I didn't need to worry about anything. I made it to the bottom of the sea without any trouble. The first minutes of the dive were a bit boring until we saw this lobster. Then some nurse sharks swam towards us. It got even more interesting once we found a couple of reef sharks around us.
It was the best dive I ever done in whole my life. It was just amazing. We saw everything in one dive.
We saw a bunch of nurse sharks at the beginning, which we saw also yesterday, so we were like, oh, this is cool. We saw also some reef sharks coming along, curious, looking around. And we actually saw some dolphins on the distance. Yeah, they were going around. There was a small dolphin together with the mother, I guess.
We thought that this was the best dive because we saw dolphins, we saw turtle, and we saw sharks. And we were like, oh my God, even for the next dive, if we see nothing, we are happy. We got on a boat and we went back to the hotel. We had some refreshment and we got ready, jumped to the boat again and to the next dive site.
So we arrived there. Same as always, just jump to the water, go to the sandy bottom and start your dive. And I think this one was a little different. The very beginning, we started seeing amazing things.
When we were on the boat, the dive master was telling us, like kind of warning us, you know, you saw many things, don't bring your expectation high because you're probably not going to see sharks and other things because we are going to a different dive site. And we were like, okay, we saw whatever we wanted to see and we are fine. But this was not the case.
At some point we started seeing a lot of sharks again. They were like coming around and checking us out.
And they were swimming between us. Actually, one of them actually swam between my legs and just went up. It was so amazing.
Sometimes you didn't notice that they were behind you and following you and looking at what you were doing. So it was quite cool.
Until we saw something like coolest ever. Like we saw a dolphin with the baby. And it was from kind of a distance and we said, oh, still it's cool to see it. But suddenly the dolphin, I don't know, it got curious or something, it swam in front of us for a while.
He came literally in front of my camera. It looked like he wanted me to take a shot of it. It was so surreal.
Amazing! The dive was so cool. I can't even put it in words, and I'm so grateful for this dive.
This was probably our last dive here in Belize. We are not sure yet what we're gonna do on our last day here.
In the coming videos and in the coming days, we are going to explore San Pedro more and going to other parts of San Pedro, and then we are going to check other islands in Belize, and then we are going back to Mexico.